Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me on a social studies-based inquiry project. This is an inquiry project inspired by the joy that Lake Superior brings me throughout different seasons, and a curiosity to understand the lake and its watershed better. Join me as I learn more about the Kaministiquia River and the Current River, two main water sources of the northwestern corner of Lake Superior. Lake Superior is a part of the traditional homelands of the Anishinaabe people, and the Ojibwe name for the lake is Gitchigami, which could be translated into English meaning Great Sea. This translation is no stretch, as Lake Superior is the largest freshwater lake in the world by physical area, and the third largest lake in the world by volume. If it were its own country, Lake Superior would rank high in regards to physical size, coming in at 115th globally. If the shoreline of the lake was to be seen in one straight line, it would be 4,385 kilometers long, which is another 800 kilometers past Vancouver, landing you in the middle of the Pacific Ocean if you were driving from Thunder Bay. More than 200 tributaries drain into Lake Superior, two of which we will learn more about later. An interesting fact about Lake Superior is that it holds a relatively small discharge of water despite its large size. Due to its physical properties, the residence time of the lake's water is approximately 191 years. This means that when water enters the lake around Thunder Bay, it could take that same water more than 69,000 days to exit the lake into St. Mary's River, which is its primary outflow. The third largest inflow river of Lake Superior is the Kaministiquia. Me and my inquiry companion drove out to Kakabeka Falls to see Ontario's second largest waterfall. These falls are 40 meters high, sending water over rocks, where 1.6 million year old fossils have been found, and huge lake sturgeon call the waterfall basin home. The Kaministiquia begins in Dog Lake and empties into Lake Superior and Fort William First Nation. Forestry long provided Thunder Bay citizens with revenue and job sources. However, the pulp and paper mills have also been sources of environmental contamination and pollution. In 1987, after years of freshwater contamination, Thunder Bay was designated an area of concern in relation to the entire Great Lakes ecosystem. While these projects show intentions for well-meaning change between industry and the environment, there are still yearly pollution emergencies. For example, in August of 2025, reports emerged of dead fish, strange odors, and discolored copper in the estuaries of the Cam in Fort William. The spill was not reported by the mill or one of its employees, but by members of Fort William who had observed hundreds of floating dead fish. It is concerning when there is a disconnect between various stakeholders in a community. In this case of the pollution of the Cam, we have the pulp and paper mill, and we also have community members of Fort William First Nation and Thunder Bay. While both groups exist on the same land, there is sometimes a lack of communication, and one wonders about there being a differing of values and worldviews in regards to how vital the health of our water systems is. Another inflow of Lake Superior in the region of Thunder Bay is Current River, where there is a conservation area with many nice walking trails. Current River is 63 kilometers long, originating at Current Lake and ending its journey in the Port Arthur area of Thunder Bay. Through Thunder Bay's history of development, the Current River has seen development along its shores, including mines as well as paper companies. One of these companies was Superior Fine Paper, which began a decommissioning process of the old mill in 2015. The cost of these decommissions are very expensive, as the company was expected to need $2.5 million for the cleanup process, which would include cleaning up the old sewage works and properly getting rid of old chemicals. The most recent news regarding industrialization along the shores of Current River is that the North Shore of Lake Superior Remedial Action Plan Group is partnering with the new owner of the property to reorient the river and creek bed to be more environmentally robust. What I have learned through the inquiry process is that human development does not stop, it just looks different. In a journal article published by Great Lakes Now, Fatima Saeed interviewed a few Thunder Bay old-timers on what these changes have looked like through the years. In the boom of the paper mills, environmentally sound practices were an afterthought, as many people viewed harmful waste as the worthy cost of thriving industry. When Thunder Bay was declared an area of concern in 1987, this lack of environmental oversight was acknowledged, and various stakeholders such as scientists, First Nations, and policymakers were viewed as integral to collaborative change. The effective policy changes focused on dumping of industrial waste into Lake Superior, and shifting development plans along the shoreline to focus on restoration of nature. Fisherman's Park is a place where Thunder Bay's industrial past can be visually observed with attempts for more restorative development, as there has been space made for the growth of wildflowers and plants, bird sanctuary, and walking trails. Through this inquiry process, I have also then wondered how the revolving door of industry and restoration can find middle ground. Perhaps there are examples in Canada or the broader globe to look to for development that blends development with restorative practice. Thanks for watching. Get out there and enjoy the beauties of Lake Superior.